Now, we've already done this, and there's a lot more stuff that we can actually do in terms of manipulating data and turning them into data frames. But what I kind of want to show you here is how we can filter rows. Let's assume that you have a massive data set. And in our case, it's very small, but I'll be able to kind of showcase to you how I can filter rows based off this. So let's just type in filtering rows. And here, first goal is to, let's grab everyone older than 30. So what we're going to do here is we're going to call in the data frame. And then within the data frame, what are we manipulating? We're going to call the data frame again, right? So we use square brackets to apply condition to the data frame in order for us to filter it. So within this data frame, what do we want to filter it to? Well, we're trying to grab people that are older than 30. We'll plug in the argument age, right? That's what we're trying to filter. What we're grabbing here are the people that are older than 30. So if we run that within our data frame, you'll see that Charlie and Diana are older than 30. But suppose that we want to include Justin because Justin's at 30. You can just pass into this argument an equal sign, and that will automatically kind of say that, hey, grab the people that are 30 and older, right? This line just returns rows where the age is greater than 30. But what if we want to add a second condition? How do we do a second condition within this whole entire filter already? Well, we can pass in or wrap in, each condition in parentheses and use ampersand for and this straight line for or, right? So let's grab everyone over 25 and who works in IT. But I think in this case, because we only have one person working in IT, it's only going to grab one person. But just for the sake of filtering data, so we'll do the same kind of concept here, or syntax. So we'll grab that df. But in this case, because we're going to have two arguments, we're going to wrap it in parentheses, right? So we have this df, and then within this df, the first argument or the first filter, we want to grab the person by age, right? So age, who is older or over 25, and then we'll pass on the ampersand for end, right? And then we'll chuck in the new argument here. We'll filter it by department, which is, I want to grab the people in IT. So if I run this, you'll be able to see that Diana is the only one that pops up. But then again, we only have 4 rows of data. In many cases, especially if you're dealing with a ton of data in your data set, you'll be able to filter it by doing so, right? So this just grabs everyone over 25 who works in IT. And if we were to assign, let's say, the data frame to be, let's say Justin or Charlie also works in IT, we should be able to grab, let me make sure that I'm running everything here. If we switch Charlie into IT, it will grab Charlie as well because Charlie is over 25 and works in IT. So that's just kind of the concept of filtering these types of data, and it just shows you how fast you can do that in Pandas. It's very quick to do so. But you could also use an advanced function called .query to make the filter more readable. Let's use .query here. And within the .query, you can query the columns of a data frame with a Boolean expression. But the Boolean expression doesn't really, for beginners, Boolean means true or false, right? And yes, we are passing in an argument that is true or false, but what do you actually plug in into the .query? It's powerful enough to be able to read a string syntax. And what do I mean by that? So we can pass in, what are we looking for? First, we're looking for age. Let's just say that we want to pass locate, or let's say filter age of employees in the IT department that is older than 30. So the first parameter is, of course, ages greater than 30. The department is IT. So we can actually pass this argument, this string-based argument, and this natural language argument into the query and be able to grab the results, right? So if I run this, it will show you, it will populate the same results as this manual filter here. And that's the power of dot query. Furthermore, we can actually use the dot between method. So if you're looking for a range, specifically in this case, like we can look for ranges with an age 30, between 30 to 40, you can use the dot between argument. So we'll grab range of age between 30 to 40. So we'll grab the data frame, we'll filter it like how we've been filtering it here, and then we'll grab age here, and then we'll do between 30 and 40. So you'll see that we start from 30, we end at 40, and we have 3 people within this age range, right? So you can manipulate data or filter data by doing so. But what if we want to check multiple values within filtering? We can use this method called isin. So checking multiple values using .isin. So as the argument says, or the method says itself, is in a specific data set. So what if we're looking for, let me run my data again and then assign that to my DF, just so we have like finance. Maybe I'll grab finance in here. So let's grab the department and let's use isin, but we want to grab or pass in a list of multiple variables. What if we want to grab the employees that's in IT and maybe finance, right? So if we pass that, you'll be able to see that, hey, within the department, IT and finance, grab those data points, right? Grab those employees that work in those. So you'll be able to populate this one like so.